And this is what brings us to the conversation around illicit financial flows. Illicit financial flows has been advanced over the last 5 years or less as one of the most pernicious development challenges that is confronting the continent. And part of the explanation says that we are not seeing an improved level of social outcomes, social development outcomes across the continent, because the wealth that should be invested for those goals is illicitly leaving the continent. So a number of actors have kind of coined a conceptual definition of illicit financial flows and defined this as money that is acquired, used, or transferred illegally. Our moderator referred to the high-level panel that was chaired by President Thabo Mbeki, but commissioned by the African Union and working with UNECA. In their studies, they actually estimate that up to $60 billion is leaving the continent illicitly annually. And these are studies that just look at one aspect of illicit financial flows. We are losing this money through corruption. We are losing that money through some very criminal activities, money laundering. We are losing that money through practices by corporate actors. Some statistics have been thrown around as to say 5% corruption, 35% criminal activities, around 65% corporate activities. And I'm not going to go into that because it has also brought about its own controversies. But what is agreed upon by all the actors in this space is that the vast majority of money that is leaving the continent is leaving through the activities of corporate actors. And there are various schemes that now we have information around in terms of how this is taking place. And I'll just give a very simple example. If an operation, a mining operation, wants to import some piece of machinery from Germany that's worth $10 million, if they are to over-invoice that machinery to $100 million, it means that they've already moved $90 million out of the country. And if this sounds like some fiction or something that's way just contemplative, my comrades in Kenya will be able to give you some collaboration around this or corroboration around this. I was just there recently and I was seeing, is it Gichuru, the guy who was the head of one of the power generation companies, who is now a billionaire in US dollar terms through these kind of schemes. So already you can shift $90 billion that way out of an economy. And our estimates are that up to $60 billion is leaving the continent through schemes like that. But they get even more complicated. If a company invests in our country, most of our mining codes right now are such that we will tell you that you only start paying taxes after you've recovered all your investment expenses. So you see companies discounting their investment expenses for maybe if you put a 10-year limit, by the time they get to 10 years, they actually change ownership. And a new ownership comes in and we give them again another 10 years. So for the most part, we could be talking of increasing levels of mineral exploitation and everything, but all we are getting as a country is pay as you earn that is charged from poor workers who are working in these companies.